Ashwini Vaishnaw ji, many congratulations to you, your government completing 12 years. And for Prime Minister Narendra Modi, extremely milestone landmark moment of being the longest serving democratically elected Prime Minister. What does this really signify for you as somebody who's part of the government and for the nation as a whole?
For the 140 crore people, it signifies trust. It signifies trust because in our democratically elected government system since independence from the British, we haven't seen a leader who has been so much caring for the people, who has thought of the people at the bottom of the pyramid, people who are generally who have been left out of the race of development. Those families have been cared for. Those families have been included in the growth journey. There is a significant change in people's lives at the grassroots. That is what it signifies. And that's the trust which our Prime Minister has developed among the people, which is one of the biggest assets for our country.
As you see the last 12 years, what do you think are the three biggest achievements that your government has to record for, something that has changed the lives of people?
In multiple ways, people's lives have been fundamentally improved. If you go to the villages, go down to the places where people had not seen the fruits of development for decades together, go to any family in the rural areas of our country today, you'll find the basic amenities are available today. Whether it's electricity, cooking gas, toilet, pakka houses in so many places, the road which connects the village to the nearest town, many basic facilities like water supply, so many other things which were unthinkable for decades are now reality among the villages. Second, the foundation for a developed country, that comes from the sound infrastructure, the basic, the nuts and bolts of the economy. Those things have been placed in a very nice way. We have a very clearly thought through growth strategy based on public investment, inclusive growth, focus on manufacturing and innovation, and simplification. So that is giving us a good sustained 6 to 8% growth rate. And third is our whole philosophy towards country's security. That has fundamentally changed. Whether it is Article 370, whether it is the way we gave replies to the people who perpetrated terrorism in our country, whether it was removal of Naxalism, all these things have been dealt in a very methodical way and in a totally different way when we compare it to the past.
So, Mr. Ashwini Vaishnaw, politically, your party and your government has scored several points. And if you look at the scoreboard, there isn't any opposition left, so to speak, politically. Recent victory in Bengal has seen the unraveling of the Trinamool Congress. But are your challenges more on the economic front and therefore with the global geopolitical situation?
The global headwinds which we are facing today, the entire world is facing. And these are not things that we have created. Whether the external shock of COVID, whether the external shock of Russia and Ukraine conflict, and today the conflict in West Asia, all these are global shocks which basically have affected the entire global economy. We are also affected by it. But the way our country has managed this entire thing, our Prime Minister's policies, the way he has structured the entire economy throughout the last 12 years, we have been able to handle it significantly better compared to many other countries. So many other countries, we have seen the kind of problems they are facing. Net, our country's situation is significantly better, I would say, because of the very well thought through economic thinking in our country. We will continue to grow at 6 to 8% consistently over the next few years.
So, Mr. Ashwini Vaishnaw, if I look at the sectors that you are at the helm of, if I look at electronics and IT, the semiconductor story and the smartphone story has been the truly global story where India has been competing with global competitors. I want to ask you, how close are we to global powers in these sectors? What additionally are we planning to do over the next few years so that we are also seen as countries like Korea, Japan, or Taiwan, where tech exports and the tech sector really accounts for a large part of being the engine of their economy?
I would like to say that the beginning that we have made, whether it is semiconductors, whether it is electronics manufacturing, mobile phone manufacturing, whether it is component manufacturing, significant base has been created over the last decade. There is a long way to go. A lot of effort has to be put in, but the results are visible. For example, in 2025, the single biggest exported category was mobile phones. Now compare that to the past many decades, it has been high-speed diesel, which is basically refined, then the gems and jewelry, then it has been textiles or engineered goods, garments. These have been traditionally the topmost exported goods. Last year, electronics, the mobile phone as a single HSN code became the single biggest exported product. And electronics has now become among the top 3 exported as a category. Now this is something which was unthinkable even a decade back, because over a period of time, the manufacturing sector was not only neglected, it was also kind of suppressed by the policies from 1950 to 1990 onwards. Things did change in 1990. From 1990 to 2004, if we look at that time frame, those 14 years, a lot of opening up happened, a lot of entrepreneurial energy came out. People started looking at manufacturing in a different way. Then 4 to 14, another phase came where became ultra left kind of policy framework, and whatever gains we made in 90 to 2004 were kind of lost or suppressed during that time frame. 14 onwards, things have changed again. So while we have come a long way, I would still like to say that we must keep making our efforts in a very sustained way. For example, last year we could export about 35,000 crore rupees worth components to China.
China, which is a big story.
It is, and it's very satisfying because the way our products have developed, then we could export the electronics which goes into the trains. Most complex part of a train, if you look at this train, let's say, the most complex part is not the body. The most complex part is the electronics which goes in it, right from the pantograph which collects the current, and then the entire system of converters to inverters to the motor. That traction, that is the propulsion system, is called the most complex part of train technology. Yeah. And that's all electronics. It's all electronics. So last year we exported to Germany, France, Switzerland, Italy, and US. So,
okay, which are themselves considered to be huge technical leaders.
Correct. And this basically is very different from, let's say, 4 decades ago, when for propulsion we would go to US or we would go to Germany and try to get the TOT done. Now our own developed propulsion, which is advanced compared to many of these countries, is being accepted by them both on quality and cost. So it's a long journey. We have made very good foundation, but we need to really keep working in a very sustained way to do that. Semiconductor also, if you look at semiconductor, the first good success that we have had within 4 years, we could have commercial production coming from 2 plants. Another one will start in July, and the 4th one will start by December. So within 4 years, if we have 4 plants where commercial production has started, it's a very good, very significant journey. And especially because 1962 onwards, our country was trying to have semiconductor manufacturing. So it's a journey. And our Prime Minister has given us very clear target that look at it from 20-year perspective. Don't look at it from 2 years, 5 years, 6 years kind of perspective. And think of developing a very strong talent pipeline. Think of having very strong design capabilities. That's the way we are looking at it.
I want to to ask you, sometimes do you wonder why you're not able to convince the opposition? The opposition questions foreign investment in India. They question the India story as far as exports are concerned. They question the India story as far as the share of manufacturing in the GDP is concerned. Any specific reason that you've been able to point out on why you are unable to convince them?
People are already convincing them. People gave a convincing vote in Bengal. So it's a democratic setup in which opposition will keep on criticizing us, and we take the criticism in a very healthy way. Every criticism that they make is an opportunity for us to, in a sense, look at what they are saying, look at what our policies is, and we look at the democratic process in a very serious way.
Do you actually analyze what the opposition is saying, take note of it? Or do you think politically they are irrelevant, so no need?
Absolutely not. In a democratic setup, we should always take things very seriously. For example, Mr. Rahul Gandhi said in the parliament that why the country does not have a producer economy. Now, he says that India has always been a services economy. Why it has not been a producer economy? I would like to analyze that and put forth our country was always a manufacturing country for thousands of years. Yes, during the British time frame, the industrial policies that the British followed, they were meant to kill our manufacturing base, but immediately after independence, 1947 onwards, from 1950 to 1990, if you look at those 4 decades, which is where Congress was primarily the ruling party, during that time frame, the legal structure, the policies, the governance structure, that was all created to basically stymie and suppress the manufacturing economy. And what China did from 1980 onwards, what Japan did from 1950 onwards, what South Korea did from 1970 onwards, what Taiwan did from sometime in 1980 onwards, those are the lessons that we always had in front of us. But did we encourage entrepreneurialism? No. During entire 1950 to 1990, those were 4 decades which were lost decades for our country. Now when they say that they criticize that, okay, electronics is just a screwdriver technology, it's not really manufacturing. I would like to again give one example. This is from a electronics manufacturing unit, right? The people who work on the manufacturing shop floor there, they are trained to do such fine, such precision work that it's an amazing work. If you look at this solid steel block, does it look like a, can you see any?
No, I can't see anything. It just looks like a plain chiseled block of steel.
Absolutely, block of steel. Now, this is not just one block of steel. This is cut like this. Take a look at this.
Okay, so the precision, specialization.
This is the level of precision which happens in, that's why we have been able to export electronics components to China. This is not screwdriver technology. So opposition's criticism in a democratic setup, yes, they should, it's their right to criticize, but we know the hard work that we are putting in, and our Prime Minister's policies, the trust that he has developed, that is visible.
Maybe Rahul Gandhi, who visited the BMW shop floor, should be invited by you to see one of these that are manufactured. Let me ask you, Mr. Vaishnaw, to what do you ascribe the success of this story? The smartphone exports, the semiconductor, you said 4th plant coming up this year. Is it the PLI scheme, the productivity linked scheme that you brought in? Is it the policy framework? Is it the genuine entrepreneurship? And is it the leadership? What is it? What do you attribute this growth and success to?
Combination of all of the above. All the questions, all the points that you said. It's a
very simple answer.
Combination of everything. And see, the clear policy framework that our Prime Minister has put before the country of Atmanirbhar Bharat, of Make in India, and the meticulous execution of that. The entrepreneurial energy is already there. People are really, our country is full of entrepreneurs. How do we bring that energy into the economy? How do we bring that thing into really, really creative products and providing the employment? That is where government's role comes to a great extent, and that's what our Prime Minister has very consciously has done since 2014. And we have seen the results. I can give you one very interesting example. These are the chips which are designed by students. By students, manufactured in semiconductor laboratory at Mohali, and then tested by the students, used by the students. Why don't you take a look at this and read the names of the places from where the colleges are. It's a bit heavy. Just read the names of the places.
Osmania University, Hyderabad, all digital PLL design, CBIT, Hyderabad, there is Shivpur, Assam, right? IIT, Jammu, CDAC, Bangalore, Jalandhar, NIT, Gwalior, ABV, IITM, Indore, IET, DAVV, Chembur, Puducherry, Dhanbad, well, my town of my childhood. Meghalaya, Rourkela,
correct.
Durgapur. So it's across Calicut as well. Surat.
We used to think tech as in few cities, right? Bangalore and Hyderabad and Chennai, and right. Look at this kind of talent that we have been able to create. Look at this kind of opportunities we have been able to give to the young students. Today, these students in 321 colleges, they have access to the world's best semiconductor design tools, Synopsys, Cadence. They are actually using the tools which are used by NVIDIA, by Intel, by AMD, by ARM. These highest, best quality tools are available to the students in 320 plus colleges. And they are using that. They are designing chips. Chips are getting manufactured. Otherwise, they would never get an opportunity even to forget designing out of the textbooks. That was the kind of situation it used to be. Now they are getting the opportunity to design, manufacture, test, and go with confidence to the world when they come out of the college. The other day, Qualcomm, when they started designing the 2 nanometer chips, they had asked me to come there. So when I interacted with the students, the kind of confidence was phenomenal because they have seen the tools which are used in the industry in their own college laboratory. Those are the kind of policies which our Prime Minister has framed and implemented, which gives the confidence to the industry, and that's why we are seeing all this change.
Do you think it's time to accelerate? Do you think there is requirement of a policy to accelerate this, maybe a PLI 2.0, maybe encouragement to students, entrepreneurs?
It has to be a journey of 20 years, Navika ji. It has to be a journey of 20 years.
So when do we enter the next phase?
Next phase we are entering very soon. Semiconductor Mission 2.0 is practically entirely like it's formulated already. We have done a lot of discussions with the industry, and this time first version, the focus was on getting the building blocks in. Now we'll be deepening the entire ecosystem. We would like to have design as priority number 1. In the first version, we got about 48 companies to start up their deep tech startups for semiconductor design. This time we will make that as the topmost priority. Over a period of time, Intel, NVIDIA, Qualcomm, one of these companies will be an Indian startup which comes up with a totally new type of idea.
Timeline?
Semicon 2.0 should be next few months. It should go to the cabinet.
A few months can be anything between now and maybe December.
We have in a setup like we have to have everybody onboarded before so it's not just.
Let's come to your the other sector that is you're very passionate about is the railway sector. And the story that we've heard of late is the fact that you've electrified all your railway operations, reducing the dependency on fuel oils. Tell us about this sector. Investments have grown several fold since your government took over. But what are the three biggest achievements that you would rank in this sector, something that were your target and have been achieved?
So if you look at the three top achievements, the biggest achievement is safety. During the UPA times, safety was probably among the last priorities during those periods. The priority used to be flagging off, priority used to be announcing trains.
Every budget.
Every budget, and I mean, we have seen what it was. So from the level of that period, we have been able to significantly improve the tracks. 70,000 plus kilometers of the tracks have been replaced, totally replaced. 36,000 kilometers of new tracks have been laid in the country. Totally new way of maintenance of tracks, maintenance of coaches, maintenance of wagons has happened. There was a huge slack to be covered. The time frame from practically 1950 onwards, it was a time of decline. There was a brief period in which things changed a bit when Mr. Nitish Kumar ji was the railway minister. But beyond that, no significant solid groundwork happened in railways.
There were Harvard studies on Lalu ji, aap kya kehte?
So that's a different story. So anyway, but now if you look at it, last year was the safest year for the for railways throughout the history of railways. We could end the year with 16 consequential accidents compared to 171 during UPA period. And the efforts are continuous. It's something which the efforts have to be made in a very, very sustained manner over a very long period to change the way people work. We have brought in many state-of-the-art technologies and changed the way things work. For example, now we plan the maintenance schedule of railway tracks 52 weeks in advance. So, which was like no advance. It was like
when it breaks down, then we'll do it.
It used to be like that. The Japanese do exactly like that. They plan 52 weeks in advance, and so we have been able to bring that rolling block system. So many innovations have happened. So that is the first thing. Second is about the cleanliness of stations, of trains, and significant work has been done, but still a lot more needs to be done. Third thing which has really brought a change in people's lives is the capacity. Because of adding more railway tracks, adding more coaches, adding more locomotives, we have been able to provide many more services. Last year we had 80,000 special trains running. So Chhath and Diwali, Congress tried to use some old videos, then they themselves took it down. This year Holi went off reasonably well. Yes, there is rush, but not like the old times. Significant changes happened. Now the summer season is halfway through, or rather three quarters of it through.
The holiday season, as it is called.
These are the times when the entire capacity is tested, and touchwood, we have been able to really manage it very well. But yes, lot more needs to be done. August 2027, you'll have the inaugural ticket in your mailbox.
Okay. So bookings open, viewers, anytime soon. You may want to pre-book your ticket. Vaishnav ji, एक और आपका महकमा है, which is the INB sector. What do you look at that? Is there always pressure on narrative management, which then becomes a challenge for any ruling party which is in government?
Work speaks. Modi ji ka kaam bolta hai. So he has made so many improvements in our country that itself is the narrative. His work is his narrative.
But when you have to take down or close down some of these social media handles of the cockroaches, people say डर गए.
ऐसा नहीं है. देखो, जितना भी whatever actions we have to take on some of the handles, they are taken as per a properly vetted process which is defined by the parliament's law and vetted by courts multiple number of times. Wherever there is an element of foreign players trying to manipulate the narrative in our country, it's a duty that we must take action. For example, in this particular case of Cockroach Janata Party, when the X-handle was removed, there were almost some 8 lakh foreign origin bots was a much larger number, but the accounts which were human accounts, but they were originated from Pakistan and originated from some other neighboring countries. Those handles very clearly showed that it's something which is manipulated. So we had to take action, and we will continue to take action whenever the foreign players try to do any mischief in our country.
And in the physical demonstration also, the whole thing was exposed in so many.
It's fine, but we take things very seriously. In our political way of thinking and our political way of working, we believe that it's a serious responsibility on us. So we take things in a very serious way. Whatever feedback comes, whether it comes from opposition, it comes from media, it comes from any source, we take it seriously.
Mr. Ashwini Vaishnaw, I'll end with a rapid fire round. UPA era versus Modi era, one word for the railway sector.
Significantly better amenities compared to UPA era.
Biggest political opposition to your semiconductor mission?
Lack of understanding of the importance of this sector. Because people don't understand that it's a foundational sector.
Opposition ke.
People will take the class. Janta leti hai class unki.
AI, India is catching up, or will India be leading in 5 years?
India is playing a game which is very focused on deploying AI throughout the enterprises in the world. Our IT sector is very significantly trusted by the global big majors, and they would like a trusted player to come and use this technology in their organizations. That's the game which India is playing largely.
Safety record of railways in the 90s, but still not zero. Acceptable?
Definitely not acceptable. Definitely it has to improve further.
Data localization or open data for global AI players?
Data is very complex. It cannot be answered in one word or one sentence. It has to be looked at it as a resource, as an opportunity. For example, our Indian IT sector processes the data of the world. They bring the data of the world to India. So do we look at it as an opportunity, or do we look at it from a narrow framework of localization?
Okay. Investors pulling out, perception or reality under the Modi government, especially since the West Asia war, $13 billion have gone out?
You have already given the answer. The global uncertainties caused by the policies that we see in the world today definitely has caused a lot of consternation across the world. But this will change, because India is definitely seen as a trusted and a stable country, a country which is growing consistently at 6 to 8% because of the policies which are followed here. And that's why the rebound will be much bigger than what we are seeing today.
But why is there a perception that investor destination India, that narrative is not robust?
Absolutely not. As I very clearly said, it's primarily because of the global uncertainties. The volatility and the policy uncertainty throughout the world today has caused a lot of people to move towards safe havens in terms of investor parlance. Rather than looking at more equity-oriented investments, they are looking more at bond-oriented investments, more looking at treasury-oriented investments. And that is what is causing the fund flow more towards bonds and treasuries rather than equities. And whenever there is a equity to bond movement, then it happened in 2008, it happened when the COVID shock came, it happened when Russia-Ukraine started, it is happening when the West Asia crisis is currently on.
Depreciation of the Indian rupee, worry or wait and watch?
It's an extremely complex phenomenon which is right now happening, and we must make sure that the right balance between conserving our foreign exchange, finding the right market value of rupee, and making sure that the export and import dynamics of our country are properly managed.
Viksit Bharat 2047, dream or deadline?
It is definitely going to be a reality.
How confident on a scale of 1 to 10?
10.
Thank you very much for joining me on this episode of News Hour Direct, and many congratulations to you and your government on completion of 12 years.
Thank you so much.